All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. This is the gray area. We got a very, very special, distinguished guest on the line right now. Hieronymus Dros.
Woo!
All the way from Australia, bro. We appreciate you tapping in, and I know the scheduling has been crazy, but we really do appreciate you tapping in with us, man. How you been?
Yeah, pretty good. The weather's pretty miserable today, but other than that, I'm doing well.
Excellent, excellent, bro. It's good to hear from you. Um, just a little intro on what we doing, man. This is just it's called the gray area, and we like to think that, contrary to popular belief, we live life in the gray area instead of the black and white, which people like to tell us. Life is either black and white; it's either A or B. You know what I'm saying? So we like to think that we live life in the in between, in the gray area. One of the major points for this platform is, as artists, we want to give the producers that we've worked with a platform to just come on, chop it up, talk stories, talk life, and just really highlight and give you guys your flowers, because at the end of the day, without you guys, what we do is just spoken word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, tell me about yourself, just a little bit about your background for the people who don't know, for any of our fans who aren't sure, because yeah, we dropped the collab tape together. We're gonna get into that a little bit later, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
give us some background, your name and where you from, bro.
Yeah, so basically, all my friends call me Dross, so it just kind of stuck. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and basically, I started making beats in my teenage years, like a lot of people do. Fans of all the greats, your DJ Premieres, your Pete Rocks, your Mad Libs, etc. And at
Right.
some point, I got it in my crazy head. I wanted to make music. I wanted to make the samples rather than the beats themselves, because you want, as a producer, you sort of catalog all these crazy tracks, B-sides from Russian records and all kinds of stuff. And I started to make original music, and basically that's where I am now. I'm kind of like how what you were saying with the being in the gray area. I'm kind of caught between worlds of sort of being a hip hop head and then sort of making, the crazy jazz funk kind of stuff that's more kind of my expertise at the moment.
Yeah, I love
Right,
that,
like
bro.
your signature sound. Yeah, most
I love
definitely.
that you said too, man, kind of being caught in that space where it's like a lot of people kind of just do one thing and other people do the other thing, but you find a way to blend it. And that's also what we try to do with our music. It's like there's so many things we like and appreciate. How can we bring them and fuse them together to make something dope?
Yeah, I guess it's a double-edged blade, because either everyone's gonna love it or you're gonna piss, two audiences off. That's how I often
Yeah,
feel with
dog,
the
I
with the
feel you.
jazz and hip hop. Because a lot of hip hop heads, they just want bars, and I've had people tell me on the internet. So everyone talks shit on the internet. If there were bars on your record, I'd buy it, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude! Don't you like Miles
Right,
Davis and
whatever.
stuff? You know what I mean?
Good point, man. Kinds of Blue is one of my favorite albums of all time. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
I
100%.
one.
can.
And the best one that's underrated, if you haven't heard it, it's called I think it's Dark Magus.
Mm,
They played at Carnegie Hall, and it's just like it's the most batshit insane 11 out of 10 energy. It's like jazz straight from hell. It'll definitely scare the horrors.
It's
So don't
called,
play
what
it
is it called
around.
again?
Uh, I think Dark Magus.
Dark Magus. I'm gonna write that
Yeah, I
down.
Shout
definitely
out
got to
to
check
that
that out.
album.
And you know what, too, man? When it comes to hip hop, it's like I was a big fan of Jazzmatazz, right? When I found Jazzmatazz the second album. Like he had the Volume One,
That's
Volume Two.
the is that the Guru
Yes,
joint?
yeah. So I knew about the first one,
Yeah.
didn't know about the second one, and I found it in like a Goodwill or some shit and a thrift shop. And I was like, yo, hip hop and jazz, that's crazy. I like both of those. How can so I could appreciate that because there's always been that kind of link. You know what I mean? With expression and freestyle and jazz having freestyle pieces, right? So I think, man, it's a beautiful marriage.
I was just before maybe 30 minutes ago. I was running through. I got a couple joints we're gonna play from the tape. I was running through the tape, man, and yo, the beats are insane, bro. Like
Thanks, man.
this shit has been stewing for 3 years. And you know what? Like, listen, we were dropping such a crazy output of music at that time that some of our best work got overshadowed because people couldn't digest it fast enough, this is one of those
Yeah.
albums, and let me tell you, this is a masterpiece. this is a masterpiece. It truly is. We're gonna get into it, but yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I was listening to these beats, man, and they're so intricate, and the sounds, the way they're panned out, it really, it's a true soundscape. You know what I'm saying? It's a true
Yeah, I
soundscape,
appreciate that.
right? And I feel like we we became a part of the beat. We became a part of the element of the song,
Hmm.
as opposed to just being on top of it, or even kind, like, making it one in the mix, but we kind of became just another element of this beat. You know what I'm saying? So I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. You know, you said you're from Melbourne, bro. What is the music scene like there? I've always kind of wondered, like, what is the hip hop scene? You guys got a crazy hip hop scene, or is it like more underground stuff like that?
There's always been kind of hip hop, a few hip hop heads. I'm kind of like an old, out of touch guy as far as that goes. But there used to be a guy called Trem. He was pretty big. He was a dope rapper. There's a few other ones.
Mm,
Who else is big? I think Briggs is big. He kind of sounds like Ice Cube-ish.
got you.
So there's a lot of stuff going on in Melbourne. It's a very arty city. So I do graphic design and art as well. So it's a pretty good spot for me to be at.
Nah, for real. I remember you made a physical copy or a physical replica of the Hieronymus bust,
Oh yeah.
I believe.
Oh yeah, the skull. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was dope. That was dope. And it adds another level of authenticity to what you're doing, because it's like, listen, we got to face the facts. Everybody wants to be an artist, everybody wants to be a producer. But how many people take it seriously? How many people honestly love doing it?
I made a whole little skits and stuff where I sort of play this ridiculous character. If you're a rapper, your personality's on the track. If you're making instrumental music, no one knows who the fuck you are. No one really cares. So you got to sort of. So I kind of built a sort of personality, and then I think that it kind of worked a little bit too well. But some people might think I'm actually that guy, and the first thing I thought was, oh fuck, people actually think I'm cool now. I can't live up to that. You know what I mean?
What was the first sign or album or inclination that you were like, listen, I love hip hop, but I want to create it? What was that like? The
I
inception.
reckon it must have been around the 2000s, maybe like it's tough to say. Maybe listening to like Wu Tang or maybe like Sean
Mm,
Price,
Salute.
definitely,
circa like 2000.
definitely.
Rest in peace to Sean
Okay,
Price. That's,
he's a staple. He's a
Yeah,
staple in the book of legends.
it's when people say like who's your favorite rapper, it's always kind of dumb. It's like asking someone what their favorite color is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's some kid shit. But when people ask me, I just keep it simple and I say Sean Price.
yeah, Sean Price all
You know
day.
why? Because Sean Price was your favorite rapper's favorite rapper type of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, he's kind of like I saw someone once say, I don't know if you guys know the comedian Patrice O'Neill.
oh,
I saw
definitely.
someone
Yeah.
compare him to Patrice O'Neill, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think of that.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
same energy,
Hell yeah.
same like not media trained, kind of anti media trained.
Hmm.
I think the best rappers are usually funny anyway. That's why I always hated, when people make parody rap. I always
Hmm.
kind of hated it because it's like there's already funny rappers. Sean Price is funny. Big L had punchlines for days. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, definitely. You know. So, yo, all right. If you had to put a time frame on it, how long have you been producing music?
I'd say if I started at like 16, I reckon it would be close to like close to 16 years now.
Nice.
But when I
Nice.
started, it's just like a lot of kids, you get like Fruity Loops,
Oh yeah.
and
Shout out to
you
Fruity
just
Loops.
chop it off, and you just make dog shit beats over and over, and then you delete the program. And I did that about like 10 times before I made something decent.
He said, "Okay, I'm done with this. It's not working. I'm done with this."
That's
Then.
So
dope.
shout out to Fruity Loops.
Was that like the program, or would like the piece of equipment that opened the doors for you? Would you
Yeah, I
say?
think it was for a lot of people because you
Hundred
could get it
percent.
for free or just pirate or whatever.
100%.
Right.
Every idiot had it.
Yep.
Nah, yeah, I remember those
It
days,
started
man.
the
Those are the
trend,
fucking
man.
LimeWire days.
Yep.
Nah, absolutely.
But I think Ninth Wonder still use Fruity Loops? I always heard Ninth Wonder use Fruity Loops,
I'm sure.
which
I'm
is
sure that there's
wild.
some major producers out there that still go back, or maybe they'll start a beat. The foundation of the beat will be on Fruity Loops. It's
To be
crazy because
honest, a
we
lot of
went
these
to
young dudes are still using Fruity Loops. Yeah, for sure. A lot of new age guys.
I mean,
like for the
as long as the mix
drill
is all
beats.
right, it's gonna sound good.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
It's like
So,
with I remember with Madlib, came out that he made one of those Freddie Gibbs albums on an iPad, and everyone was losing their mind. And it's like,
Really?
what are you talking about? If you took an iPad back to 1992, that shit's a spaceship. Why is everyone shocked? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
right.
Especially if he had enough space, right? You got enough space to run Pro Tools or whatever else you had to run. It's like that just make,
Yeah,
and a lot of time I know a lot of guys that use GarageBand, but they have high quality samples, they have high quality sounds. So it doesn't really
Mm.
matter what
yeah, and they just
DAW they're
put
using.
dump their own into it
Right.
for sure.
So it's almost like this is a canvas. It doesn't really matter what brand of canvas this is, but
Yeah, just get it done. How you get it done, right?
Yeah,
right,
for
put my
sure.
paint on the canvas regardless of what brand it is. I hear that. That's a fact. All right, so Sean Price is your favorite artist. We going with that for right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite album? Or let me ask you this. What was the album that changed? Because there's always an album for everybody who loves hip hop. There's always one album that changes the trajectory of pretty much your whole life. For you, what album was that?
Fuck, that's a tough one. Um, it would be easy to say a Sean Price out like Monkey Bars, but probably not. Probably
Mm,
something a bit earlier than that. It's got
okay,
to be a Wu-Tang album. Yeah,
got.
I'll be basic and go 36 Chambers.
Okay, now listen, it's not that. Listen, that was a groundbreaking album, man. Shout out to the clan. You already know the good clan.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I remember RZA did a signing at a local store, and I was a goofy ass kid, and I was like, "Ah, hello, RZA." I was such a goofball, but I met the RZA that one time.
wow. So let me get this straight. Let me paint the picture. A young Dross goes to the local music store because RZA is doing a signing.
And and
And
I had I don't know, I had RZA's first book. I think what was that called? Was that the Tao or was that the second one? The Wu Tang Manual. That's what it was.
oh, that was my shit. I had that
Yep.
too. I don't know if I still
Yeah,
have it, but I have it somewhere.
I
I had it
I
somewhere.
got one signed, lying around now.
Oh man, that must have been an experience. Was he cool? Because sometimes they say don't
Yeah,
meet your idols.
he was cool. I was just a stupid, kid, just a goofball.
How old were you?
I must have been like, when did that out? Must have been like 17. But I'm a late bloomer. I'm a dummy.
Okay, so 17. Now, were you making music at that point already, or were you just still a
Yeah,
fan?
but it was trash. But yeah,
Got you. Fruity Loops beats at the time.
yeah,
I hear that. All right. Now, I've always wondered this because Australia is pretty far away. Technically, I guess you could say it's the other side of the world from where we are right now. Um, do you guys? I know you got weed out there. Do you smoke?
I used to, not anymore. But I always think that I think New Zealand's got the good shit. Every
Mm.
every American sort of makes fun of Australian weed.
Well, all right. So, is it pointless to ask you what your favorite strain was, or is it kind of just a generic kind of weed that floats around town?
Yeah, see, in Australia, you seldom hear of strain. You know what I mean? Like
Ah,
that's some other shit. Like we're just basic. You know what I mean?
got you. So it's like, you probably
I know
got a
when I
couple
was a
decent.
kid. Another thing is, do you guys mix it with tobacco? Everyone here mixes it with tobacco for whatever reason. Since I was a
Well,
kid.
we got the grabber. I do the grabber.
So short answer is yes, we do that over here. Um, yeah, yeah. We
Short
call
answer.
it Grabo or Bristo
Yeah,
or Fonto. But yeah, create a nice little spliff for the. It's
Spliff
for the
is really
spice. Anybody who smokes it says it's for the spice. What was you gonna say, bro?
no 100% what you said. Like it's for the spice. And a lot of times when they do the tobacco, it's a spliff.
Right, right. They did that a
yeah.
lot when we was in the UK. They was doing that, and they was calling it Zoots. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the UK, all my guys. We're gonna get y'all on
But
here. A little scheduling
you
conflict.
guys are from Harlem, right?
I am. We
I'm
from New
from
York.
I'm from the greater New York. I've been a couple places.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I remember when I was in New York a couple years back. I went to the chicken spot, Red Rooster. Is that place still
Hmm.
open or that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they still Red Rooster's still open, right?
125th right there.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
fact,
it's
bro.
still popular,
It's still
still
there.
popping. Definitely.
Yeah, that place was ill.
What year were you over here, bro?
Must have been. It was the year Trump got into office. I left a week before he got into office.
Really?
What year was that?
2016,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, nah, because he's
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
It
2016.
2016.
was good because everything was blocked off. I saw on the news. I left like a few days before that. It was like the streets were packed or something. Like airport, it was hard to get to the airport. Shit like that. It was
Right,
wild.
right. Nah, I hear you. And it was fucking. You know what the crazy thing is, man? It's like that was a real wild time. Leading up to it, it was a real wild time. And then listen, we saw what happened fucking for the 4 years. You know, but I don't
Yeah.
know. If you want to talk American politics, it's a fucking shit show.
Nah, I'd make a dummy of myself. I'm not smart enough for that stuff.
There's so much bullshit going on, man, that you wouldn't even look stupid because there's so much stupidity going on anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
hear. Well,
So
that's the thing. Everybody, I feel like everybody in the world knows about American politics because it's so documented. But it oftentimes doesn't work the other way. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Americans wouldn't know shit about Australia, but it makes sense. Like population's small,
Right.
etc.
Nah, yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's like, listen, man, America is like the fucking I don't know, bro.
It's still like the
It's like
yeah.
America and China. That's like that's the news basically. There's superpowers,
Right. Nah, most definitely.
Well, when
and
everybody stops
basically
using this dollar bill, man, you ain't gotta worry about America after that.
Mm,
that's true.
mm.
But basically, if you know anything about Australian politics, it's where we act as America's bitch boy. That's kind of our thing. You know what I mean? Like always allies, always I think we ordered a bunch of submarines in or some shit. Like
Ah,
always sort of plotting and scheming. They got CIA bases over here too. They got one in the middle of the desert.
Mm.
fucking
That's how
CIA
that's
base in the middle of the desert.
in Alice Springs. Yeah,
That's nuts. You see the American government, bro?
That's the perfect place
You
to
see
put
how
that
that
shit.
works?
In the desert.
But listen, why the
yeah.
fuck are you over here, bro? We already bought your submarines.
Right.
Why the fuck is you putting shit in
We
the
bought your
desert?
yellow
It's because
submarines.
we yeah, basically we just do what America tells us. That's our that's the MO because we need daddy to protect us on the global scale.
Listen, man, if I was reading the stories correct, there's a couple of countries that are banding together and pushing out US currency and US influence. So we're gonna see where that goes, you know?
True,
But
true.
what are you gonna do? You know, we smoke another one, we pay the bills that gotta be paid. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know? Any new music on the way, bro? Let's talk about
Let's
what do you got
go.
going on, man?
So at the moment, I had some health issues. I finished
Oh, all
half
right.
an album, and so I had some crazy issues with my brain. Don't worry, I'm medicated now.
Are you feeling better?
It was
Hope all is well, man.
Uh, I'm feeling a bit better. It's a neurological issue. So, like, basically, I was driving one day on a main road and I started seeing double vision.
Oh
Oh
It
shit.
was
man.
fucking wild. I went over a pothole and managed to park my car. But I also managed to drive to the fucking optometrist with double vision too.
Wow.
Jeez.
And basically, they were like, this is weird. It's with your brain, basically. But yeah, I've been medicated for a few months now on some strong shit, but it's okay.
Right.
Well, I was wondering if basically I have I won't say what I have, but basically I was wondering if COVID maybe awakened something in me. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right. I
Something
understand that.
latent, man. It's like because this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something brand new in society, right? Even how families had to stay in the same domicile for this 1 2 years type of thing. It's like the effects
Right.
of all this. Like we have yet to really see what's going on. But I've heard a couple stories, man, where people are like, oh, I felt fine, but then I know where it's like I started seeing shit like hallucinating. I wasn't high. It's like wow.
I guess at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing because if you've got something dormant inside of you that's in there, you want to get it checked out and
That is true
brought
as
to the
well.
front.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. We were just talking about, last time I saw you, DeFi, we were just talking about like, wouldn't it be crazy if we could get up every morning and step into a body scan and it could tell you, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. I'm sure some motherfuckers wake up and step into a fucking body scan every morning.
They have
You know
they
what I'm
have
saying?
shit like that for sure. They have
Right,
like the
right.
machines. Even so, you imagine if the common person, not common, but like people with a little bit of money or great coverage can go and do the thing where like they put their finger on it, it tells them all their vitals
Mm-hmm.
right on the flat
Well,
screen.
the AI is fucking wild too. Like when I went for my medical stuff, actually when I got a spinal tap, you know, where they take fluid
Oh,
out of your
Jesus.
spine.
Yeah.
But basically, when I went there, they it was pretty wild. They were trying out this thing where they strap like a band to your head. Like I signed papers and let them do it. They strap a band to your head and two little sort of plates on each side. And basically, I was doing a service to everyone because they're trying to make it so spinal taps won't exist, so they can
Mm,
tell it by the brainwaves from
Mm.
this fucking band around my head. It was cool seeing the fucking the little the crazy sound waves on the computer, you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
right.
I would have been a lot cooler if I didn't have a big fucking needle in my spine, but other than that, it was cool.
Wow, man. That sounds like an
But
ordeal.
yeah, some sci-fi
Yeah, you the
shit.
6 million. You the
Right.
$6 million man.
Yeah.
Yo, for real. For real, man. But yeah, bro. What was I gonna say? All right, so
Anyway,
yeah.
oh, I know what I was gonna say. Anyway, with the album I was working on, I got half done, had some health problems, and now my resolve is I had a 14-minute song done. So now my
Mm,
resolve is I'm gonna make a 16-minute song, and that's gonna be the album. Two massive songs and a couple little ones.
That's
that's
dope,
fire.
bro.
I like that concept. Now, are we
I think it's
talking?
I don't know if that's something people would like. Do
I
people
love
like
that
long
idea.
songs?
I love
But I
that
think
idea.
to me, yeah, to me artistically, that's what I want to do. I get the feeling in my heart that it's the kind of thing that'll drop and everyone will hate it, and then 5 years later, everyone will go, "Actually, that was fucking genius."
Yeah, bro. It
Exactly.
reminds me even of I remember one of the first songs we dropped or did together as like LCY was a sample on Nautilus, on Bob James Nautilus, and that's one of my favorite
Yeah,
jazz
yeah.
joints.
Oh yeah,
It's just catchy as fuck, and it's like a lot of that stuff. Just imagine like even now he's working with different companies to allow people to sample it legally, and so he gets paid and they get the rights to do it. It's like imagine in the future, like you said, 5 years, 7 years down the line, it's like, okay, people might have hated the first year, but now you have new creators coming up, like, yo, there's a whole 15-minute joint I can sample. It's amazing. I want to do something. And so now you might be able to be, or not even maybe, it's like you will be part of the next wave of people that get a boost of creativity from what you dropped.
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. That's dope. So you got a name for the project? You thinking about a name on it?
Let me think. I got one at the moment. I'm not married to it, but I got a song that I like, and I will call it Good Times, Bad People." That's the title I got
I
in my
like
head.
that.
Yeah, it sounds
That
kind of cool.
Nah, I like that a
And in
lot.
the
That works.
and in the opposite, I like bad times, good people. You know, I like both of those
Right.
Well,
shits.
I was thinking maybe I got a 14-minute song called "Good Times, Bad People." Now I'm making the other 16-minute song. Maybe I should call that "Good Times, Bad People,"
Let me ask you this: do you feel
or the
like
other
we're
way.
in good
Yeah.
times, bad people, or bad people good? Which one do you feel we're more in right now? Is it more good
Uh,
people?
I think it's all bad, probably.
It's all a little iffy, right?
Bad people, bad time.
Yeah, yeah,
Bad on bad. Yeah, it's bad on bad right now.
Listen, you know what I'll say? It's strange
Right.
times. It's strange times, things
yeah.
are crazy shit is happening, bro. They're talking about fucking aliens and all
I
type
think the
of crazy
biggest thing
shit.
we
You
spoke
hear
about
the
this.
you hear that you hear the Biggie AI doing the Nas verse.
We were just talking about the
We
Kanye
were just
one,
talking about
man.
AI. So in
Uh,
terms of
I
AI, we
heard
can go there first.
I heard the one that's making the rounds is I think it was New York State of Mind by Nas, but they put Biggie doing it.
Mm,
Mhm.
I'm kind of I reckon the flow was all off. Like it's Nas's flow with Biggie's voice on it. You know what I
right.
mean?
But you would rap like
Right.
that, right?
Yeah, and everyone's kind of hyping it, like amazed by it. I reckon it's kind of shitty. I don't know.
So the things
Listen,
with
I felt the
AI.
same way about the hologram.
Well, okay, so the thing about AI and like the software of it all is like it's only gonna get better. Like this is like the worst it'll be. You know what I mean? Like it's if you think it's bad
Yeah,
now, the good news is, or I guess the bad news too, is like this is the worst it'll be. It's only gonna get better and better at adapting.
but
What's that? What's that?
I had a I had to think about it as an artist though, and like I don't know if you guys are familiar with a lot of videography. When drones came out, if you saw a drone shot in a movie, you'd think this movie's expensive. Now, when you see a drone shot in a
It's
movie,
whatever.
you go, "This movie's poor," and it's shit. They're just using a drone shot because it's cheap.
Hmm.
And I feel like if it becomes a cheap thing, then it loses its value. Like people associate it with being a cheap, shitty thing.
Hmm.
So it kind of changes what people value in a weird way. If that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
I agree with you because so it's even with like the better technology gets and the easier it is to record a song, you take it for granted, right? You didn't have to put as much effort in going to a studio and dealing with analog equipment and fucking taking a bus and paying and nah, you record that in your phone. You
Yeah.
record that in the Apple store. Like so it's like these days the obstacles to getting the art done are so fewer, right? It's like it's minimum to the point where it's like, do I even value this output I put out? Maybe not.
And I think that's why there's so much oversaturation and sort of like disposable music that people just kind of listen to once and throw away.
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like the value. It's no longer like a red diamond. It's fugazi. You know what I
right,
mean? It's
bro. What's it
Cuban
called? What's the joint
zirconians.
called? Moissanite.
It's a
It's a
moissanite.
moissanite. You know what it is
You
too,
understand
man.
me?
You know what it is too, man. It's like you say it's disposable. It's like a lot of music now is like wallpaper, right? It's like it's mass produced and you'll throw it on your wall, but you don't care if your kid rip on it or draw on it. Like, but we try to come
Yeah,
at it where it's like, no, we want to make art. We want to make Salvador Dali, like, right? It's like I want to make the one of one thing where people
yeah.
can
That
appreciate it.
that Mark Homme kind of angle.
You feel me?
Yeah, definitely. Let me tell you something. Frank Ocean finessed the rap game, okay?
The music
And
game.
Mac Homie finessed the fucking vinyl game.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
understand me,
for
bro?
sure.
Shout out to Mac Homie because he got motherfuckers paying $450
Yeah,
for
I
a
know.
vinyl.
I know. I was like, I always, as going back to the Sean Price, I always kick myself. I was like thinking, fuck, I should have paid for a Sean Price verse. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Listen, I'm too afraid to ask Mark Homme for a verse. I don't want to know what he charges. I'll have a
Right,
fucking
right.
heart attack.
You want to know the funny thing is, we had. I'm not gonna blow him up because I fuck with him. Like I appreciate the artist that he is, but I remember an artist reached out to us, and it was a genuine reach out. Somehow he discovered what we was doing,
Hmm.
and he wanted to link with us. And he said, "Yo, listen, I could do the verse for 8, right?" And
Yeah,
I'm thinking, oh, he gonna do because he's well known at this point. I'm like, oh, he gonna hold us down and do this shit for 800. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I go, yo, good looks, 800 is perfect. He goes, nah, my man, 8,000.
yeah.
What?
Damn.
What? For
Yeah,
16?
no
Listen, I
shit.
get it. Listen, I get it. And I got no issue. I have no issue with you putting a price on your art. And whatever price you say it is what you should get if you know what I'm saying?
That's the
But
key.
Yeah,
at the same point, at the same time, you could tell at that point, you could tell by my page and by the other profile page, we don't got no 8 bands to give you, bro.
I mean, they don't
yeah,
know.
for
You know
sure.
what it is, bro? It's like, yeah. So as a
What? Don't judge a book by its cover? I hear
maybe
that.
that too,
I hear
but
that.
I
Yeah,
mean, you do know how niggas get into it. But this is what I would say to that: when a business and another business come together, it's more likely that they're like, hey, listen, I see you have some type of traction. I got some type of traction. Let's come together. So if I have an LLC and I want to sell Disney shit, I gotta pay Disney for that branding, right? I gotta make sure that they getting paid
Right,
because they know on the back end it's gonna help me do whatever I'm doing. Rappers is it's
right.
basically
yeah,
the same shit. It's like, hey, listen, you see I'm buzzing, right? It's like, well, if you want to use this to help uplift your shit, this is what the ticket is. And I get it because when
yeah,
you got to pay the rock ticket, you got to pay the rock ticket, right? So it's like,
Exactly. That's why I can't take nothing away from. Listen, 8 bands. I can't take nothing away from that, bro. If that's what you're asking and that's what you're getting, then you know what I'm saying. Go get your money, bro. I can't take
especially when
nothing
you
away
don't
from that.
have to, you don't need to be collabing with other people. If you already got attraction, right?
Right. And that's the position he was in. This dude, and I still fuck with him. I think he's a great artist. That's the position
yeah,
that he was in. He didn't have to collab with nobody, and it was
Right,
organic. And let me tell you something. Like I said, it's no love lost. If I had the money, I probably would have did it. I probably would
yeah,
have did it. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, you know what? It reflects mind state.
right,
If anything, it really reflects mind state because $8,000 in the scheme of things is not a lot.
right,
It's not a lot for a verse. When you touching a certain type of money or you've got money rolling in, it's not a lot,
right.
bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's about mind state, and it's subjective. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
listen, shout out to boy. I'm not gonna blow him up. And yeah, he wanted eight. He wanted 8 bands for 16, and I just,
Then
at
I'm
that
good.
point, it wasn't
Right.
feasible. You know what I'm
And
saying?
again, I understand it because
So,
Yeah, for
when
sure.
our ticket
oh, I
is
totally
a certain
understand it.
ticket, right? Like whatever it's been, and we say, hey, you got to pay that. You either pay or you don't pay it, right? And we've done this.
Listen, today's price is
Right.
what is it? Yesterday's price is not today's
Right.
price.
It never
Bottom
will
line,
be.
bro.
Shit, the price might be
Right,
cheaper.
right. So, Dros, speaking about this, let me ask you, Dros, my fault. Let me ask you, how do you, when it comes to like putting value on your art, not the value that you have for it, but the value that you present to the world for it, like the price tag.
Hmm.
How do you determine that? And you know, I know I've heard people say, pricing it too high comes with a little bit of guilt, but then you got people who price it whatever they price it, and if you like it, you like it. So where do you kind of fall in
Well,
that?
honestly, the first time I pressed my vinyl, it was a little bit more expensive than most people's,
Right.
just because I got everything mastered myself, and you fall in love with your music, so you want the best mixing and mastering.
Absolutely.
So I kind of basically just wanted to make my money back, so it was a little bit more expensive, and I sold out 150 copies, and then I linked up with a guy over in Boston, Light of Day Records. Shout out to Light of Day
Salute.
Records, and we pressed some with him, and they could sell for a regular, more of a regular price.
Right, right. Listen, you see, but
Like
I
I
appreciate that.
appreciate guys like Mark Homie, charging so much for the albums. I can't get away with that. You have to be pretty
Hey,
special
not
to
yet.
get
You
away with that.
can't, but
Well,
that
you
don't
know
mean
what
you
it is,
can't in the
man.
future.
Listen, it
Yeah,
has to do with you being special, but it also has to do with your confidence. Him
yeah, for
charging
sure.
him charging that amount or that premium is about
Right.
confidence.
But
It's
I would
it's a
also I would also say like he had some crazy vinyl where you play each song on a different thing. It was wild. He's had like the wooden box
I
one as
remember the
well.
wooden
There's,
box one. Yeah, I
there's
remember.
usually like he usually has like a cool sort of gimmick to sell like a cool product. You know what I mean?
Nah,
To
listen,
make it
yo,
a solidified art piece.
he's fire, and that's the thing about it. That's the thing
Yeah,
about it. It truly is art. So that
yeah,
goes
for
back
sure.
to saying, listen, if this is your art and this is from the heart, who are we to say that that's too much that you're asking for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When you got fucking paintings that as soon as somebody buys it for however many million, it's gonna fucking shred the picture. There's a shredder in the bottom of the
yeah,
painting, and as soon as you buy it, it's gonna shred the
You heard
picture.
what you heard
You know
yeah,
what
what
I'm saying?
I heard somebody say, oh, well, that makes it more valuable. It's like, does it? I don't think so.
It makes it more valuable because I'm gonna spend more time fucking taping this piece of shit back
Nah,
together.
you can't
yeah,
even
You know what I'm saying?
tape it
yeah,
back together. You gotta leave it shitty and ripped up.
It's fucking
It's
confetti,
confetti
right?
now. You gotta leave
But
it.
nah. So nah, shout out to
yeah.
Mac Hami, man, because listen, it's a very beautiful
Mm,
situation to have, man. To have a core fan base that says, you know what, bro? Psst, doing that because this shit is fire and I believe in what you're
right.
curating. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
let's not mention the galactic fucking cosigns that this guy's got. If you look at some of the people who have co-signed him, it's crazy.
And he has that Griselda connection,
Hmm.
which sort
Right,
of makes sense, because both him and West Side Gun have that like super what's the word, super entrepreneurial kind of mindset.
right, right. Where they're trying to create multiple avenues out of one
Mm,
avenue. And
And I
it's
mean, and you
yeah,
can
definitely.
tell they have like inspirations from Basquiat, especially since when the album that he dropped, was it Pray for Haiti, used the Basquiat artwork and stuff.
Hmm.
So it's a pretty clear line
we
that
was
those
talking
guys are
about
sort of
something
taking
similar to
inspiration
that
from
too
those guys.
earlier with the West Side Gun and the
Which
Basquiat.
one?
Now I was talking about even before this podcast, you were talking about just the art, right? Rappers
Oh,
right.
right.
So it's like the art, the aesthetic is definitely big in terms of hip hop, right?
Nah, most
Well,
definitely.
well, I'm thinking about create like drawing, illustrating my next cover, and I want to, but the other
Mm,
part of me is I have that weird perfectionist thing where if you make art in 2 years, you look back at the drawing and it looks like a child drew it. You know what I mean? You improve at such a rapid rate. So
Right.
that's
right.
why I wanted to I commissioned the artist the first time because it's like it never gets old to me. It always looks good to me.
Nah, yeah, I really do enjoy the cover because the cover is the head, right? Is the
Right.
skull.
Yeah. And
I still got
Yeah,
that.
I wanted
I
to be
still got
like,
that vinyl, man. Salute.
oh, thanks, man,
You
appreciate it.
already know.
facts.
But yeah,
So,
that was sort of I took inspiration from LA airbrush artists of like the
Yeah.
70s, so it's like the right
okay,
sort of era just to feed into the theme of it all.
Right.
right. Nah, that's dope. When you came over here, you just went to New York, or you hit a couple different cities.
Just New York and
Got you.
LA for a couple days because you have to go there for the airport.
Okay. Well, New York or
Right.
L.A. Which one you like
Oh, I
more?
get it.
At the time, the weather was cold as fuck in New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah.
But having said that, I like New York better. We, I,
Let's
I,
go.
um, I met up with a friend there, and his friend from New York was kind of a native. He's some chef. That's why I went to Red Rooster. He took us to all these spots. Went to some jazz clubs, like some back alley shit. You know what I mean? So it
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
too
Yeah.
touristy.
That's
Sound
dope.
fire.
Some underground speakeasy type shit,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Nah, fair
Some
enough.
bohemian type shit.
Bohemian.
Right.
Hanging with the Bohemes.
All right. Well, listen, man. I think that we got to collab on another piece of
That would
art.
be dope.
What we're gonna do now, I got a couple joints from our album, from our joint album. We're gonna drop a couple joints. I'm gonna give you gentlemen a choice of the first one that we listen to. All right. So we got Turning Tides. We got
We
Regal,
go for
Pipe
Regal
Down.
one, son.
Regal
For
for
Yeah,
one.
Regal
Regal's
ones.
a
Okay.
good
Yeah.
one.
For Regal
All
ones.
right. Listen, I'm about to drop this right
For
now.
Regal ones only, I
We
think is
about
what we named that. It's only for the Regal
for
ones. You
Regal
heard?
ones only. Right. And you know what? Listen, I might not be saying the names that made it onto the album because I've got the email version of the
Right.
masters
I'll
that
let you
that we
know. It's
send
for
back and
Regal
forth.
ones only. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, niggas acting like we couldn't do it. This the eye of the beholder. Watch the lion kill the ogre. Symbolistic happenings, I'm barely staying sober. My skill gon' map the way through every labyrinth the cobra holds. We cabbage picked in Cola Grove. Cataclysmic heavy snow and I've been down since Cheerios. That's a fact. Lifeline, we bout to be some millionaires, yo. They specific with the seating. There was no initial greeting. Fuck this courtroom, my nigga. On the streets we hold proceedings. We don't kill each other over leasing rights and deeds, but we do resort to murder over basic human needs. For us, there's no reprieve, we just failures to achieve. Yeah, man, shit. Listen, I don't wear my feelings on my sleeve. I'm so awkwardly calm with watching you pussies bleed. She could get a cushion for her knees. We ain't fucking, she gon' blow me like the breeze. Directly after. September, how I leave. You don't get it. Full time, how I'm always off the trees. Flip the cream to the butter, spread it on the toast, so you won't feel that hit when you split it with your brothers. It's all love until it's hate. It's all talking till you shot and left to lay. Feel me, motherfucker? Those are all personal choices, right? Yeah.
Do your best shit that might do it. It's some gas, put a light to it. Do your best shit that might do it. I fly planet, you a hype movement. The game has a sickness so morbidly. Orashan, that's a lassie to the core of me. Every block of mesh, street code kept it orderly. A G and EP, tell them pay accordingly. Seek, life is great as you can fashion. Hard work only doubles with the passion. That doctrine been clashing with my cerebral. Drop gems, drop tracks, won't keep you. The guys in fame, how they lure them in. Shit, you cut disparaging. Don't encourage them, a lot of know nothing. Sell a soul in a hurry then. Led wrong, river sticks, pay the ferrymen. To each his own, patched in, all the pieces sewn. Bright green pack is Toledo grown. Reach my goals like FIFA 4. Big steps leave them stressed how I defy foes. Yo, do your best shit that might do it. It's some gas, put a light to it. Do your best shit that might do it. I flag planet, you a hype movement. Do your best shit that might do it. It's some gas, put a light to it. Do your best shit that might do it. I flag planet, you a hype movement.
Let's go. Let's
That
go.
shit was ill.
Yo,
Some
for those
good.
who don't know, that was
For
ROT
Regal ones.
and Hieronymus Dros Regal Ones Only off of Revenge of Hieronymus. Dropped in 2020. Y'all got to go get that if you don't know. For those who know, y'all know, man, for real. There will definitely be, okay, so for those who don't know, between 2019 and 2020, ROT, DeFi, and myself, we dropped, I don't know, 15 projects, 16 projects in a year. Right. We did that. And like I said before, a lot of them got overshadowed, and this was like a gem. This is a diamond in the rough. A lot of people didn't get to hear it because I think we dropped this and another one maybe at the same time. That's how crazy
Yeah,
we
like 2
was
weeks
dropping.
in
Was it
between.
it was the one with the
Blue
camo,
cover.
you guys in camo on the front, right?
We dropped Radiohead. Tales Between Two. It was December.
Right. It was these two. It was Tales Between
Oh,
Two Lakes. Shout out to DJ Radiohead, excuse
Yeah, it
me.
was the blue
He
cover
was
with the
on
eye on it.
just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what's so crazy? Yo, listen, hold on. First of all, I wanted to say the cover art for Revenge of Hieronymus is some of the best cover art that
Big
we
fact.
have.
Shout out to the homie that did
Yeah,
that
that's a
shit.
dope
Some
one.
of the best cover art that we have. I'm
Some
not gonna
comic book
lie.
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
Yo,
Comic book shit.
fire. And you know what? That inspiration, that was directly inspired by Styles P DJ
Mhm.
Lantern mixtape. DJ Green Lantern mixtape. Yeah, the artwork was inspired by that because that was such a crazy mixtape.
And shouts to House of Cannabis. We had the House of Cannabis logo in there. We had Dros' skull in there. Like,
Absolutely.
it was a whole vibe. Like, we was in a
Yeah.
lab.
Shout out to Timur, the artist. He's from Russia, man. Shout out to the
Yeah,
bro.
definitely got to try to tap in with him again.
Yeah, we gotta get back with him. Tales from Two Lakes, man. That album cover is also crazy because that has a lot of
It was a book. We took that from what book? Animal Farm.
It's got a
Yeah.
lot of components from Animal Farm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those two albums are definitely diamonds in the rough that got overlooked in the melee of us just,
What I love about it too is they
just
have a
releasing
different
so much
balance
stuff.
to them. They have a different feel to them, right? It's like the hip hop,
Right.
jazz. I would just say the way you come at it is really artistic, bro. You kind of come and find your own vibe. There's nothing really I've heard of other producers that sounds like that, like your shit. You know what I mean? And so it
Definitely.
was
thanks,
dope to
man.
do. Yo, appreciate it, because jazz is definitely integral. It's part of me, man. I love jazz and all that type of stuff. Funk, like big on it. So even Muggs know this. We used to do festivals and little tours, little shows with Mora, the band I had for that disbanded. So we was
Absolutely.
like, hip hop, rock, and reggae and funk and everything we like put together,
Damn.
right? So just the way you're
Facts.
able to display what you like, being from where you from, and we could do that. I think it was dope that we had Tales Between, because I was more strictly like a boom bap East Coast sound, and then we had like this funky jazz vibe. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
man. Right. And yeah, totally, bro. How do you guys feel about dropping another track? Because there's one that I really want to listen
Sir,
to,
I'm down.
and
Uh,
it's not only for the beat. It's because we killed the shit, but the beat is just immaculate. Dross, how
I
do you feel
like the
I
about
know
that,
which
joint
one
baby?
you're
with
talking about.
it is. What's the one that says it is what it sounds like onomatopoeia?
That
That was
is
an ill one.
Pipe Down, I believe. You want
Yeah,
we can
pipe
rock Pipe Down.
down. What
I
was all
got
the
this shit
racket?
right now. You
Yeah,
ready?
it was all the racket.
After we drop Pipe Down, I gotta drop one
I think I
more, and
know.
it's the one that I
I think I
really
know
want
which
to
one
listen
it is.
to.
Let's
All
go.
right, here we go. All right, we about to drop Pipe Down. Let's do this.
Woo.
Niggas always talking, man. Talking out the side of their neck, man. Hell, you not fit for the crowd. You see list in your town. Tell them pipe down, pipe down.
Pipe down,
Tell them
pipe
pipe down,
down.
pipe down. Pipe down. You not fit for the crowd. Nah. You see list in your town. Yes, sir. Tell them pipe down, pipe down. Pipe down, pipe down.
What's with all the racket? You lucky I'm not Catholic. They forgive you for your sins and other foul shit too graphic. Who am I to judge you? I'm not above who, bitch. I'm always high up. She gon' chalk my pool stick, corner pocket, knock it loose, but no loose lip. Chase events, volatility, watching the probability pop like a strange socket. Revenge of Hieronymus, extend, fuck an olive branch. Work pen, based on the earth trend, where the curse lend a hand to the final curtain. Tell the fans raise their hands for people that wouldn't help me. In the jam, we can scare me out your livelihood, true. But reoccurring current income with the interest is what it do. 50 cash for a CD, the price just jumped. You don't like it, don't spend. That's probably why you live online, you like pretend. Teacups with nothing in them, boy, you stuck on wishing. Deluxe is what you getting if it's out this kitchen. You cooking like grandmama.
You not fit for the crowd.
Got that cornbread
You
like
see
your
list
mammy
in your
used to have.
town.
You heard?
Tell them pipe down, pipe down. Tell them pipe down, pipe down. You not fit for the crowd. You see list in your town. Yes, sir. Tell them pipe down, pipe down. Pipe down, pipe down. No tunes is IG where they passions brew. Crying for respect that you swear you do. Without putting in the work, now I'm questioning your aptitude. We bring pristine octave, triple up when we see profit. Turn machine on what's perceived toxic, he lost it. Misstepped in too young to tango, now arms being swung in the mosh pit. The price jump with the catalog, making moves paved way, you would tag along. Rock gearing up and they sat along. Only met with still boo-boo, bring the truth since the youth in the Paragon. Blowing apes, now we Melbourne bound. 8 Eddies in the carry-on, smelling quite dank. Buildings in the kids, diamond for your benefit, they playing yours. When we drop, they run put a pin in it. That's a fact, man. You not fit for the crowd. You see list in your town. Tell them pipe down, pipe down. Tell them pipe down, pipe down. Pipe down. You not fit for the crowd. Nah. You see list in your town. Yes, sir. Tell them pipe down, pipe down. Pipe down, pipe down.
Yo, come on, man. Yo,
Yeah, I forgot about
That's
that
a
bit.
banger.
It kind of reminds me of like Alchemist R&R, like gangrene shit.
that is crazy, bro. That beat is OD dynamic, man. Like, yo, I really want to play the
almost
whole
forgot
fucking
about
album
that.
right
I
now.
thought I was thinking about pimping. Pimping some
That's
pimping.
crazy.
Okay, 2015.
That's the one, right? That's the
been
one.
clicked
Okay,
it.
hold on. I'm gonna play that next. As long as you guys tell me when to stop playing. If you guys don't want to hear the music no more, I
Man,
won't
that's
play it no
silliness.
more.
I would never say that.
You see? That's what I want to hear. For those who have not heard the two joints that we played, once again, they can be found on Revenge of Hieronymus, ROTX Hieronymus Dros. Let's go. All right, pimpin', we about to drop this shit. Let's go.
This pimpin' since been pimpin'. Right Pack 2015, we been clicking. Bear witness in the lab like a mad chemist. Us first them, this considerable difference. Listen, you subpar range horse before cars. See me a rising star, golden bars, praise from the start. No magic carpet flew east like Aladdin. Not you, known for capping like Chaplin. Here we linking with the greats, they'll be mad then. Need the drums, got the plug out near Camden. Diggs, what up? 2020, you can't fuck with us. Never. Shit. When you try, now your luck is up. Author with the fleas overseas, putting feet the street. Really making moves, ain't no meaning to the words you speak. Tell me, you chasing freedom or you chase for leave? Whole soul, cold nights, keep some ankle heat. Nigga. Cold nights, keep the ankle heat.
It's crazy because I don't even think they really listen. Young and throw a bullet, then he puke. Willie beaming. 167 for the coupe. I don't see not me. Fuck you, pay me. Automatopoeia. It sounds like it look, but funny. You could never GS. Listen, she been off the bottle, and I shouldn't take advantage. Get it to the door, man, then I slip into the night. Overlook the floor plan, that's a really nice amount. You gon' bark, little doggy, or you bite. Seeing as we already in, it should only be a matter how that splatter gon' spin. Machine with the ladder, you in tatters when we win. I don't drink the gin, I'm prone to the whiskey. That drunk talk gon' get you washed. Boy, you iffy. Stone face killers gon' snitch, that's that riff. They'll kill you when you 80, they did La Madrina crazy. You know, turn the kettle up, we blazing. From New York to Melbourne, Sydney and back. I've never questioned more where my city is at. How we slip through the cracks, left the scraping and scratch for a fraction of that actual slap. Are you listening? For a fraction of the actual slack. You feel me? That's why we don't get no slack. They don't let up.
Yo, you should have put a skit at the end of that one.
You know what I do, yo? Listen, man.
Cause he got the fire.
There's a couple.
Aesthetic. Next, some new
I'm
shit.
telling you.
You on there doing like your character.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect. So Dros, let me ask you, bro. When you hear artists on your beats, how do you feel? Like, because I'm not a producer, so I've never made a beat and had somebody drop something on it. You know, good or
I'm
bad.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
it's good. It feels like it breathes some fresh life into it. There is that
Mm,
kind of thing, like when you make a piece of art, you've heard it a million times,
Right,
so to you it's already the old
right,
shit.
right,
You know what I mean? It's
right.
kind of weird. Like even when I dropped my album and started promoting it, it's like by the time you drop it, to me, it's already old shit. You
right,
know?
Right, because you know what? We were talking about this with Scene 5 last week. People don't understand that most music sessions are listening to the same components over and over again for
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. Until you hate it.
For hours until you can't stand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's like a lot of people just see the finished product. A lot of people just see the production on stage. They don't see the back end that's pulling all the.
One of the biggest tricks is if you're making a beat or a piece of music and you fucking hate it, is get a little bit lit, have a few beers, get a bit fucked up, and then you feel like it's new. It's weird. Like you feel like it's like you're like at a club and you heard it or something.
right. So it's not so bad now.
I'm not saying get completely fucked up. I'm saying just get a little
Mm,
tipsy. You know what I
get a
mean?
little get a little buzz on. I hear that.
Exactly, exactly.
Nah, I hear that, bro.
You have to
So,
step out of yourself a little bit
yeah,
to hear it properly.
yeah.
what other rappers have you worked with?
Oh, the only one I really did was I had a joint with Crime
Oh,
Apple.
nice. That's salute to
Oh
crime. Yeah,
shit!
yes,
That was
Shout
my
out to
first one.
Crime Apple,
crime is
bro.
dope.
He was nice enough to hook me up. He's a dope rapper.
Yeah, he's dope. He's
Nah,
dope.
yeah, he's dope, and
And
he's
then
another one. Go
he
ahead.
went on to work with DJ
Yep.
Mugg. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
now
that
they
makes
locked
Yeah,
sense.
in. They
yeah.
locked in.
I
Yeah.
look forward to the day
He's
we.
another good example, you know, of an artist who has carved a lane for
Hmm.
themselves and who has or is building, you know, like a cult
Right,
following. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
Most definitely. But now listen, that kind of boosts me up because I thought, listen, man, the way you cranking these beats, bro, I'm thinking that you working with other artists. So to figure that you only work with us and Crime Apple is crazy to
Hmm.
me. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro? Because your caliber, your talent is
Yeah,
up here,
quality's
bro.
there. That's a
You
fact.
know?
And
Right, right.
it
So
makes us
that's
feel good
another
too. I know it makes me feel good as an artist where it's like you see the value in the opportunity. Like, okay, yeah, let's give it a chance, see what we can do. You know what I mean?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? For the record, just for the record, let me just tell you people how it's like, yo, he sent these beats, bro. Just sent
On a
them
whimsy.
on the whim.
Well, actually,
It
I
But
don't
remember hitting
happen
you
what
up.
like
I've
Yeah,
been
that.
yeah.
the other thing I've been doing at the moment is the past like 2 weeks I've been on a tear. So that album I made with you, that's mostly samples. On the past 2 weeks I've just been waking up, making beats every day and just all original, no samples.
Oh
And
no.
just my I
Yeah.
reckon and my hit rate is probably, in my opinion, it's probably about 50%. Like I reckon I make a lot of shit but no one has to hear that, you know what I mean?
Right. Yo, bro,
Well,
that's
let me ask you
fire.
this. That's a
But
dope thing you just said. Let me ask you this real quick in terms of making your own samples or things like that. How many instruments you playing, or what's your game plan with that? How's that go?
well, that's the thing. At the moment, I reckon I wanted every beat to have a different instrument, and I'm sort of running out, so I'm gonna have to double dip. I got an organ, these are all mini little keyboards and stuff, and I got a Wurlitzer and a Rhodes, and what else do I have access to? Talkbox,
Oh shit,
analog
yeah.
synth. Uh, I don't know. I don't really have much, and everything I have is mad cheap. The thing that my magic trick is that I have a pedal called a deco pedal, which replicates tape.
Oh,
It's an expensive pedal, but it's good if you get your hands on it. So you can feed vocals through it, you can feed anything, and it replicates that tape sound without having to, figure out where to get a tape machine and stuff.
okay, okay, that's dope. So yeah,
Now you see, it's a good point to show any aspiring producers you don't need the fucking SSL or you don't need the big ass expensive MPC. You could piece it together and you could really be inspiring and make, you know, amazing content.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
You
And
I
gotta be able
appreciate that.
to push.
there's always cheap alternatives to the expensive equipment, and you can do things with those cheap alternatives if you really know what you're doing.
Right. You really just got to be out
Right.
there and trying it, right? Like figure it out. You know what I mean? If nothing else, there's
And
always a
if
way.
you have some weird off-brand, you know, piece of equipment, it's only going to add a specific flavor to yours that no one else has. If it's some weird,
Mm,
you know, alternative to the regular.
Right. So now you'll be the
nah,
only one
most
that's
definitely.
particularly right. You're like, wow, that sounds unique.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking dope, bro. Listen, I can't wait to hear the new stuff, man. Personally, I think ROT and Hieronymus Dros need another
I
installment,
second it.
bro. I don't know how you
We'll
feel
see.
about
I'm churning these beats out. We'll see what happens. I'll send them to you. Like even the ones that I don't like, sometimes other people like them.
Yeah, we
I
love
got
that.
this one
Listen,
joint that's I call it 10 Crack Commandments Part 2 because it sounds like 10 Crack Commandments, exact same kind of style.
We like the shit that people say they don't like. That's the funny thing about it. Oh, we got that. We got you for that.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's
I think
crazy.
every producer says people pick the ones they hate all the time. It's just one of those natural things. I don't know what it is.
Right. You feel
Nah,
Everyone
like
has their
yeah,
own
as a
man.
taste.
producer, you're listening for okay, this gonna be the one. Like, and if it doesn't have a certain feel to you, you're like, it's all right, but it ain't it.
Yeah, I think that would be the kind of thing if I was, you know, completely in control of something that I was making. But that's different, you know. If the buck stopped with me, then I would choose everything. But if it's with other people, you have to collaborate. It
100%.
just is what it is.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, man, listen, we ready, willing, and able, bro. And it don't even matter if you hate the beats because like DeFi said, man, 9 times out of 10, you could ask Scene 5, he's our in-house producer. 9 times out of 10, the shit that he's like, I don't really know
Mm-hmm.
about. We like, yo, play that
Mm-hmm.
shit. And then the next thing
Yeah,
you know, we got a bomb on it. You know what I'm saying? We
Good shit
drop a
happen like
bomb
yeah.
that,
on it.
yeah.
You
Black
know what I'm
Harvest is
saying?
one of
So yeah,
those. Shout out to
definitely
Black Harvest.
Black Harvest is absolutely one of those. We're gonna play that on
Let's go.
Sunday. Remind me,
And
we're gonna load up Black Harvest on Sunday.
sometimes the most simple beats are the best.
Yeah.
Like I think because I do my crazy jazz stuff, people assume that I like a million instruments. I hate overproduction.
Mm.
I think you got to strip
Right.
that shit back. I mean, there's classic joints like Nas joints, like "Made You Look" by Nas. It's a 2-bar loop over and over.
Right.
There's nothing to it, and
Mhm.
it's fucking dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more on your Tesla minimalist kind of wave.
That's with
Less is
rappers.
more.
When it's with the jazz stuff, it's like
Right.
I'm the star. You know, the instruments are the stars,
Right.
so you overproduce.
Right.
Right.
I think no one wants to hear a fucking 3-minute saxophone solo in the middle of the bars.
Right.
They just want the beat and the bars.
You know what the funny thing? You know what the funny thing is, bro? I'm the type of person to appreciate that abstract addition to a
Right.
song.
So
Yeah,
If
well,
I
you
would
might
if
be,
I
but
would be
I
listening to a
reckon
song,
90% of rap fans will be like, "Where the
oh no, of
bars,
course
bro?"
not.
Like, you know.
Right. And they're not even looking. It's crazy because they're not even looking for bars these days. They're looking
Yeah,
for just
they're
fucking
looking for vibes.
certain melodic.
They're looking for vibes.
You know what I'm saying? Melodic fucking
yeah,
The amazing The
spells.
amazing thing is now we're in the space where it's like reels are popular, TikTok is popular. And I see a lot of
Mhm.
producers
yeah.
that just put their music on there and just like sit in front of the camera at the computer, and those get like 100,000 views, right? So people are in it for the vibe of the sound too, right? If you just have a nice loop,
Hell
right?
yeah.
You can just be putting stuff out
And
and
there's a
getting
lot
attention.
of a lot of sample snitching channels on TikTok as well, which is wild to me.
Mm.
That's hilarious.
So wait, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. It's pages on TikTok in which people will put a sample up or put a song up that was
It's
sampled by
kind of
somebody.
yeah, and it's kind of like in a dorky analytical way. It's like, don't do that, bro. You're gonna get your heroes fucking sued. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right, right. So it's almost like, okay, let me ask you this. This is a pretty good question. Do you feel like social media has created a culture of overreaching when it comes to
I
fans?
yes, I always used to say that one of the things I always used to say is you never hear about two producers beefing. That's a rapper thing. And
Mm,
nowadays, I go on social media. These producers they're getting kind of bitchy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because you know what, man? A lot of it, okay. I think it's a double-edged sword, okay? So, like we were talking about before, one of the main points of this platform, of this podcast, is to bring producers on and give you guys some some light that you might not get because people tend to overlook producers, right? But since we have producers like Kanye West and a couple other people, these are guys who demand the spotlight, right? So now more light is being shown on producers than there ever has been. So now your
I,
producer is in the same group as the
Right.
rapper.
They're getting
I've said
stardom.
the exact same thing. Where there's dudes who like guys like Madlib and Alchemist have become
Mhm.
such stars that all these other dudes want to be that now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Exactly.
People want to be
And
this
Exactly. And we're talking about
I see these producers bragging like, if someone can tell what the sample's from, you haven't done it right. It's like, bro, Alchemist has joints where he just loops a sample because that's what sounds good. He's got joints where he cuts it up. He's got all kinds of joints. It's not some dick measuring contest. You know what I mean?
right.
and social
It's like
media
when
gives it's like a playing field where it becomes nothing but
Mm-hmm.
competition. You know what I'm
and
saying?
the and the wall needs to go back up. I don't like this. Like I see people being rude to fucking superstar artists and like icons and stuff. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, you know why? Because you know what? I think, like I said, I feel like they're more
Yeah.
accessible. As artists, okay, to get the money, the game has switched. The game has changed. To get to the money, you have to be on Front Street these days. You want to get to the big bread, if that's what you covet, then you have to be comfortable with putting yourself on Front Street these days. And when you're on
But
Front Street, guess what? You're touchable.
Mm-hmm.
People can reach
I
out
just
and touch
don't
you,
like.
man.
I see some of those dudes. I see people like being rude to like I won't name names, but like some of the fucking icons, some of the iconic classic producers, and it's like, yo, don't do that, bro. Don't hit this dude up like he's your fucking buddy or he's your peer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right,
Instagram has
right.
made it
But
feel
yeah,
like everyone is your peer, and it's
like we're
Yeah, and
all at
it's
eye level, right?
like a bedroom producer talking shit about a dude who's like, who's been heralded in and work with like classic rappers since '92. You know what I
right.
mean? It's fucking
Right.
Like
wild.
get your credits up, and
Nah, it truly
I
is.
want the wall back up. We need the mistake. You know, Mark Homie, as we were talking about, he knows the mistake
MF
or
Doom,
the value in
MF
mistake.
Doom, right?
Yeah, those guys had the mistake.
I'll
You
agree
need the
with that.
wall back up.
Nah, yeah, definitely, man. I don't know if it'll ever go back up though, man. I feel
Yeah,
like
I know.
we've opened Pandora's box, and this is what we got to deal with, and it's
It's
only
just
getting
like
worse.
when you think of like Slick Rick, he's a guy in your head. He's a character. I don't want to know the real Slick Rick. I don't want to be hanging out with him. Be like, yo, bro, I need to go take a shit for a minute. He's like a he's above a human. The idea, you know what I mean?
So
I don't
what
want
you're
to know the
saying is
man. The
don't
icon
meet your
should
idols,
exist.
is what they say.
I don't want to know the
Right.
man. I
Okay.
like the
All right.
icon, the idea. Some Batman shit.
So then you know what? Maybe okay. I think you said something prolific there because maybe that's the disconnect, right? It's like we we fall in love with these artists and what they bring to the table, and then we also buy into the image that they present, right? Now, you can't be whoever you are, you can't be something you're not
mm-hmm.
24/7. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I
Yeah.
think these days with social media and the cameras being everywhere, when the internet stumbles upon a celebrity being a regular person, they get chastised for
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like,
Yeah.
listen, we put you in this position, so if you step outside without that veil on, we're gonna fucking chop you
Mm-hmm.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, it's like, yo, you can't really knock nobody, man. Like everybody's gonna get to it how they get to it. Some people not gonna get to it at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't really knock nobody, but at the same time, we were talking about this a couple days ago too, DeFi. It's like I don't feel like I'm the type of person who can conform to the algorithm of what it takes to become to be
Mm-hmm.
noticed. Like I don't I have to ask myself, of course I want to be regarded. I want to be regarded. I don't want to be noticed. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Nah,
Yeah,
in
man.
terms of that, man, 100%. Because we grew up in the era where it's like there was no Instagram. Wu-Tang didn't have Instagram. If they did, it'd be crazy, right? It would definitely take away from the mystique of the larger than life, right? The less you know, the more you kind of have to piece together on your own. Now it becomes a story in your head. But it's like with
Right, absolutely.
the influencers and the guys like I don't even know Kai, just different people that are like you just popular for
Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it's just a different beast now.
Nah, definitely. Dross, you here, bro? I see you bounced
Yeah,
out.
I'm back.
All right,
I'm back.
cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. What was I saying? I forgot. I
Want to
forgot
be
what I was
regarded.
talking about. Oh, right, yeah. So I want to be regarded. I don't necessarily want to be noticed. If that makes any type of sense. I don't know. You know? How do you feel about notoriety, Dross?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm the shy, sensitive, artistic type. I don't really, I think it's kind of like something you think you want until you
Mm,
have it.
Mm,
As soon as you have attention, I think it gets pretty old pretty
right.
quick.
That's real shit.
right,
Which is,
right.
but it's hard. It's like with the character that I created. It's like I'm not that guy, but I understand I had to be that guy to garner a bit of
Right.
attention. And it's like it was fun for a few minutes, but then if I had to do that every day or something, I would lose my fucking
Right.
mind.
Right. Do you think that it becomes like for some people like a never-ending cycle? So it's like, okay, I make a viral video, I get a certain level of acclaim, I get sponsorships, I get this, I get that. But to maintain all of this, I have to keep coming up with these viral videos and these
Right.
gimmicks. Right? If you're not segueing your money into something more sustainable and tangible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially when it's just like the
So,
people that are there for shock value. You always got to bring that up, right? It's like
mm,
you start seeing the people that like, for example, just a random example, people that like make videos of eating shit. It's like, okay, you made the video eating 10 burgers, now you gotta do 50 burgers. Like it's like when right, it doesn't go down. So even with gangster rap or like the music we have now, it's like, all right, at this level it is now, it's probably gets worse before it gets better, right? It's only gonna get wilder in speech, right?
so you're in other words, we keep upping the
Right,
ante.
because especially with the shock value, right? The spectacle of it all. It's like people are just
Right.
watching. Again, it's like you want to be seen, but you want to be revered.
What it really is you want the right people to be your fans. You want that level of fame. You don't want to be walk down the street and be mobbed by a bunch of assholes who don't really know you. You want that cult status. That's what everybody wants.
You want that
If you
John
know
Goodman
better, yeah,
fame.
that's what you want. But some
Yeah.
people, they think,
You want to be that guy who if someone knows you, then they're actually a
right,
fan. Whereas like I don't know, if Tom Cruise walks down the street, I might not be a fan, but I still know who Tom Cruise is.
because there's
Right,
so many
right, right. Nah,
consumers,
yeah, that makes
even so
sense.
many movies and properties. Is like, yeah, as a consumer
Yeah,
of a
even
movie,
even people who
r-
hate you at some point, even people who hate you know you. You want that level where it's only fans know who you
right?
are on some Tyler Durden shit.
Yo, classic, man. That's one of my favorite movies. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. You want to talk movies, bro? Because I'm a fucking movie buff. Do you like cinema?
yeah, of
Yeah, he's a
course.
big movie.
Okay,
He's a big
excellent.
movie buff. As
I'm a movie buff, bro. Like, yeah, nah, for real. Okay, let me ask you this. What is your favorite movie? And
My
that's a hard
favorite, I
one.
got
That's a hard one.
I got two. I got two. I got one that I think is the best movie I've seen, and I've got the one that I watched to cheer me up, like that's a crowd pleaser. So I'll go the crowd pleaser, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's my favorite movie just to watch.
With Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, of course, and Lee
Classic.
Van Cleef and Eli Waller.
Eli
That's the
Wallach
illest.
was the ugly.
He was the
He was the
ugly.
ugly, right?
Yeah, and the
That's
bad that was Lee Van Cleef with the big fucking eagle face.
Yo,
I've never seen it, but it's meant to be dope. That's a trippy
it's
movie,
you
right?
know what, man? It's based on like a movie from Spain or something like that. But just the concept of like,
Some David Lynch type of
yeah,
shit.
just the idea that every little thing matters, right? Everything leads up. The choices we make, right? So as artists, as creators, as people, it's like, oh, your choices fucking matter. And it's like, yeah, it really
right.
has nothing to do with that dude, but I do fuck with that movie.
Nah, yeah, Vanilla Sky is a fucking crazy story, bro. It's truly a crazy story. And Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That's a classic.
I like that movie because my dad liked that movie.
That's a classic.
You know what?
That movie just cheers me up. It's like that's like, what I watch if I feel like shit or whatever. That's the dopest.
That's your go-to rainy day movie. Like if you
Yeah, yeah.
if you rained out and you just chilling with a beer or something like that, you're gonna throw that on and make a beat
Yeah,
real
of
quick.
course. Yeah.
Fire. Okay, so you got the crowd pleaser. What's your all-time favorite?
This is gonna be some left field shit. Only cinephiles. The Swedish director Ingmar Bergman, and the movie is Fanny and Alexander. I swear by it. It's fucking 5
Oh shit.
hours. It's the most fucking profound shit I've ever seen in my life.
Say the name again.
Fanny and Alexander.
Fanny and Alexander.
Like what
1982.
what you Americans call an ass and we Australians call a pussy, a fanny.
What? Wait, in Australia, fanny is pussy, huh?
And the UK,
So
yeah,
a
too.
fanny pack is because
Really?
it
Fanny
sits
is
on the
pussy.
pussy.
Yeah.
Fanny
Interesting.
pack.
That's
So
funny.
this reminds me of like this looks like some Downtown Abbey type shit or Downton Abbey type
Nah,
shit.
nah, bro. It's fucking trippy as fuck. It's not what you expect. It is about the how imagination and reality combine and one infers the other. It gets trippy. It's not what you
One
expect.
infers the other.
Interesting.
There's ghosts in that shit.
Okay, so let me ask you
But
this: have you ever seen Enter the
Oh,
Void?
that's a good one.
no, who did that? Is that Cronenberg or something?
I can tell you right now. Hold on, I can tell
Cronenberg
you
is a
right now.
funny
But
name.
Enter the Void, right? Enter the Void is a movie about a guy who he ultimately dies throughout the day,
Right, sells the
and
MT.
his soul travels out of his body, and from the moment he dies, the rest of the movie is his soul traveling around Tokyo.
Fuck, sounds
Yeah,
wild.
yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's crazy. Let me get a name. Gaspar
I don't
Noé.
know that.
It sounds French. If I had to guess, he's
Yeah.
French.
That's a banger,
But
son.
2010, and yeah, shout out to my boy
Into the
Joey.
Void. I'll watch that.
Enter the Void. Nah, it's crazy. It's actually dope. It's on
I love
Amazon Prime.
Tokyo as well. It's just a cool setting.
Right, it's crazy futuristic. So okay, we got Fanny and Alexander for the all-time favorite, and then for the crowd
Yeah.
pleaser, you got The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for your two
Yeah.
all-time favorite movies. Okay, what was the last movie that you saw that you really liked?
Probably Blade Runner 2040,
Oh,
what was
yo,
it, 9
Blade
or whatever?
Runners. Didn't we sample that?
That was fire. We did. We did. What is it? What the fuck is
Song,
that
right?
test that he
Interlink.
does?
Interlink?
Interlinked.
Where
Yeah.
where they
I
check if you're
woke
feeling
up late
emotions or whatever.
December. Yeah, I remember the
Right.
song. Yeah. That was fun.
We sampled that for a YB track. Shout out to YB, man.
Wow, man. That was a
Yeah.
really good movie too, man. Just the aesthetic.
Nah, yeah. That was fire.
Yeah, that's a French guy as well.
Also how
Yup.
he
He's a
almost
good
so
director.
even in that kind of was the test to see if he was becoming human, right?
It's
Yeah.
called a baseline test, and it's like
Yeah. And if you're feeling shit and you're a robot, you're an android. You're just meant to be a
Right.
worker. So if you're going off, you're feeling shit, they just send you to get put down.
Now what I like about that is a lot of
Basically.
humans, they got us programmed to just be workers like that, right? And as soon as you start thinking and feeling a
Well,
certain way, it's nah, bro, don't do that.
Well, I think the whole, especially the new one, it's just a metaphor for determinism. Like, you're just created by events which sort of domino effect other events. There is no true free will. So in that way, humans are just like the robot. I think that's what the movie's saying. So in a sense,
I would
Nah, yeah,
agree.
totally.
So it's like, yeah, we have what feels like you make choices, right? But it's like there were things before that choice came up that steered you to make that choice a certain way.
Right.
yeah. And in the movie, he realizes, fuck, I'm just pre-programmed. Nothing I feel really matters. I don't love. I'm nothing. And you could just apply that to a human just as easily. It's all just pre-programmed events. One event causing another.
That's crazy, man. How like art can be a direct mirror to reality if you just look hard enough, If you read between the lines, you could really pick up a lot of what these artists and directors are trying to convey, Okay, so how do you feel about Heat, the movie Heat, Al Pacino, Robert De
Yeah,
Niro?
that's a dope movie. I think that the performances, I think by that point, I think De Niro underacts and Al Pacino overacts, whereas in the 70s they were in their prime. But the action and everything, the movie's fucking fire. You know what I mean?
You want to know what's so fire? What's so funny about what you just said? last week we brought up the same movie, and I brought it up for a reason to ask you this, because a lot of people, me and Scene 5 were talking about it. A lot of people say that Al Pacino was overacting, but in the book, according to the
He's
book,
on coke, right?
exactly, he's fucking
Yeah.
bugged out. He's a bugged out, unhinged individual. So instead of them telling him to tamper it down, he's reading lines that are most likely directly from the
Mm-hmm.
book. You know what I'm
I
saying?
have heard that, but in defense, you can look at other movies from Pacino like The Devil's Advocate, and the
Right.
overacting is there.
Oh no,
In his
absolutely.
prime, 70s Pacino is fucking fire. By the 90s, it's he's pushing too hard, like overacting.
So you're talking Godfather, fucking Dog Day
Yeah, that's
Afternoon type shit.
yes, exactly. That's
Okay.
prime, and same with fucking De Niro with Taxi Driver when he
Oh,
was
don't get me
young.
started. Don't get me. Let me tell you
And
something.
now in the 90s onwards, he sort of he underacts too much. That's why they're polar opposites. He sort of mumbles and shit. You know what I mean?
He
I
mumbles
was
and
They
watching
speaks a
definitely
little
had a
too much.
prime.
I was I was watching that fucking what's the Scorsese one, Mean Streets,
Oh
and I was
wow, with
shocked.
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, I was shocked that fucking De Niro was acting like happy-go-lucky and crazy. I was like, I've never seen this in my life. I thought he was just a mumbly dude. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Right, right.
So
And then yeah,
in the 70s, he had the range, and he wasn't just a caricature of himself. And same with Pacino. I just think, I guess you gotta get past your prime at some point.
right,
Some
right. And
dudes
then
don't.
the
But
game changes as well. The game
Right,
changes if you're
they expect you to be
right.
you
They're like,
in
hey,
the,
do that
they're
thing you
hiring you
did
to
last time.
play you.
Right, they're hiring you to play you. Right.
Like, I love Clint Eastwood, but let's be honest, Clint Eastwood is just fucking Clint Eastwood every movie.
he's
That's why
just
they hire
Dirty
him.
Harry the whole movie,
Yeah,
every single
exactly.
production, right.
Yeah.
I get that. And it's almost, you know what, man, it that speaks to music. That also carries over to music when an artist gets kind of in
You get expected
a
for something.
comfortable
Yeah.
space.
But in
Right.
a way, it's kind of good to have that brand recognition when you think about it, because like a guy like Clint Eastwood to me is almost like a pullover from the golden era, where it's like Vincent Price, and Vincent Price always plays Vincent Price, and Humphrey
Mhm.
Bogart always plays Humphrey Bogart. You know, it
And
was more
John Wayne is always John
Right.
Wayne,
you
right.
were hiring the persona,
Right.
exactly. That was like golden era black and white type of shit. And Clint Eastwood is like the last sort of breath of that. And nowadays people want actors, I guess.
That's a really good point, man. And you know what? I think that's a really good point. Like,
Harrison
if
Ford is that dude as well. He's always
right,
Harrison Ford.
right. Even for he's Indiana Jones in fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark and in Air Force One when he's supposed to be
Samuel
the
L.
I
pilot.
was
Jackson,
just
usually the same
thinking,
fucking
yo,
guy.
when you said Samuel, I was just thinking his name. I
Yeah.
was like, nah, I'm not gonna go there. But yo,
For
Samuel L.
real.
Jackson is Samuel L. Jackson every day. That's a fact.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
Nah, that's
why you get
true.
excited to just see it. Like, I've seen every Dirty Harry, and let's be honest, this shit is like propaganda, of course, but it's dope. You know what
He's
I mean?
yo,
It's
you know
just
what the funniest thing
Yeah,
is, bro? I'm sorry to interrupt. He's 100% right. I'm gonna tell you like this. I got this old dude at my job, and when he hears it, I called him old. He's gonna be upset. I got this dude at my job, right? And he thinks that Dirty Harry is the fucking greatest movie on earth, right? And he fucking pretty much forced me to watch the fucking clip. What are you gonna do? Punk that fucking clip? And I'm like,
yeah.
bro, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at this fucking 10-minute, 15-minute clip, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, yo, this is just absolute fucking nonsense propaganda
And
action
and
fluff.
and every movie they give him a different minority to pair up with. Is he's fucking they give him the black cop in number 2, they give him the Hispanic in number 1, and then they're like, oh, let's try a woman this
let's go
time.
crazy. Add a woman
Yo,
in there.
it's
It's like a big
hilarious,
deal.
man.
It's so funny because it's so dated
Right.
and like goofy through a modern lens.
It's like it's funny because we're laughing about equal representation in the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the late
Right. That was
70s.
the best shot.
But yeah, man. Are you into sci-fi, bro? Like Interstellar
Yeah,
and
of
shit like
course.
that?
Yeah, if you like
All right, dope.
Interstellar was cool.
And
2001 Space Odyssey, of course.
oh wow, how
What
about
else
this?
is
You ready
good?
for this? My mother owned a hair salon in Manhattan, right? The hair salon was located in a building or a home for older people, but it was really like a fucking nice ass building, and they lived in apartments. It wasn't like a fucking. It was like one of the nicest nursing homes you could think of. Right, I'll
Yeah.
put it to you like that. She owned a hair salon there, and the dude who stars in 2001, his name is Keir Dullea. Right, my
Yeah.
mom used to do his mother's hair. Long story short,
That's funny.
you know, crazy shit, bro,
Yeah.
for real. But yeah, man. Okay. So is 2001 your favorite sci-fi movie, or what are we talking about here?
That's a tough one as well.
That is a tough one.
What
That is a
else is
tough one.
there?
You got
Off the
Aliens.
top of my head, oh, Alien. Alien. I'll go Alien. There you go.
You'll go
Didn't even
Alien,
think
the
of that.
original.
Yeah,
The
the
original.
original. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's not as like cerebral as a 2001, but it's, more of a fun watch.
Nah. Yeah. And you know what? You gotta. It's definitely a fun watch. Edge of your seat kind of fucking jump scare.
Yeah.
You know. Definitely. I hear that. That's fucking dope. I'm trying to think what my favorite sci-fi movie is. There's a lot of them, man. There's this one movie with Robert Pattinson called High Life, where
Oh,
they're like fucking on this spaceship, and at some point he has a daughter with this girl, and then the girl winds up like fucking killing herself by going into a black hole, by like flying a ship into the
wow.
black hole. And it's like, we watch these movies, and obviously nobody's ever ventured into a black hole. You wouldn't even be able, like, who knows what the fuck would happen. You probably wouldn't be able to get even close to it without fucking shredding, or, well, they say that you
Yeah.
stretch
Right.
out, that like you
Yeah.
stretch through time or
This
some
is my
shit like
question
that.
though.
So
How bad was she? What was going on? She's like, I'm gonna just choose this black hole. Like, damn.
it
Yeah.
was one of them situations where, okay, so you got to think, man, hypothetically, space travel, let's say that we've been able to really go out there, right? There's going to be scenarios in which some of these voyages, something happens, you're not going to be able to make it back, this, and that. So I think it was the idea that, eventually they weren't going to be able to make it back. I gotta look back to the plot, but
So
whatever
fuck
it
it.
was, it could have just been some. It might have been postpartum, bro. She might have had the baby and just
Yo,
bugged out.
oof,
You
that
know what
shit
I'm
real,
saying?
man.
Yo,
We need
nah, it's
help for the
crazy.
lady.
So yeah, bro, like she wind up fucking getting stretched through the fucking fabric of the black hole, and I'm like,
Stretched to the fabric of the black hole.
yo, for real, and I'm like, you know what? That who knows, but for them to kind of give us an idea of what it might be like, I appreciated
Yeah,
that.
they
I
have
appreciate
their best guess, right? They have scientific hypotheses about what happens when you enter these things. But yeah,
To be honest with you, I don't know, but I feel like if we're talking about a human being in a tiny ass spaceship flying even towards a black hole, I think you would fucking die from the pressure or whatever the fuck. I don't fucking know. It's massive, bro. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not no damn scientist, but I think I find it very cool. I find it very
agree.
interesting that
Well, with all this space stuff, when I can't sleep at night, I just chuck on YouTube videos of all this fucking NASA stuff, and I think they're sending one to one of those satellites to Europa next year. I want to say.
Really,
where the hell is Europa?
Yeah, they want
isn't
to,
that one of the
and they're sent. It's
moons?
got infrared beams. Yeah, one of the moons, and it's got like
Oh,
infrared beams on it. And the idea is they're going to look for traces of life in the ocean, like probably micro, whatever the fuck. But
they're looking for fucking planktons.
Some plankton and some
yeah,
other shit.
exactly. I don't think they're going to find some dope ass alien shark. That would be cool.
That would be fire.
Have you guys seen the movie Life?
You know what?
Sounds
Yeah, that sounds
familiar.
familiar. I don't know if I.
Not Eddie Murphy,
Okay.
Martin Lawrence. It's a space
Okay.
movie.
Now I see that.
It's a space
I
movie.
don't think
You
so.
just set me straight.
Yo, it's pretty crazy. Ryan Reynolds is in that shit. You guys
Oh,
should
wait a
check that
minute.
out. You probably remember that shit, right? Yo, that
They were like
movie's
stuck in
fucked.
space or some
It's
shit.
like, nah, so what happens is they discover some shit, right? And they bring it back on the ship and they start fucking with it, but this thing turns out to be an apex predator. But the crazy thing about it is the fucking thing floats around. It looks like a damn snot rag.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yo, it's weird, bro. It looked like a damn tissue floating around the damn fucking medical bay or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? But
Golly.
yeah, nah, it's good though. It's good. It's entertaining and it doesn't. You know what I love? You know what I love? I'm not gonna lie to you. I love a science fiction movie that doesn't end the way you want it to end. Those are the most scary ones, bro.
That's a fact.
Those are the most scary ones. The ones that don't end the way you want them to end, it's like, oh shit, you know. But yeah, nah, I'm a big fan of sci-fi, man. So much so that I actually bought this book. It's an old, I guess it's a textbook, and it's got all the history of science fiction movies and cinema. And it's just like it's like pretty much like I
What's
don't
the
know, like a
first one in it? Is the first one in it Metropolis? That's a big one,
hold
right?
on. Let me go grab the book. Hold on 1 second.
I bet you the first joint is Metropolis. That's a crazy German film.
So this shit is called The Visual Encyclopedia of Science Fiction, a documented pictorial checklist of the science fiction world, concepts, themes, books, mags, comics, films, TV, radio, fandom, all this shit. And this book I got from fucking the library, the Dallas Public Library. This book is just like a lot of references and pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I'm sure it's in here somewhere. The Visual Encyclopedia of Science Fiction. Check it out if you get a chance.
That
For
sounds
all
good
those,
because I collect art books mostly,
all right, that's dope. Like, what
so
kind
that's the
of?
kind of thing I would check out for sure.
Who's your favorite artist?
Off the top of my head, Hiroshi Nagai. You've probably
Oh,
seen some of his
Hiroshi.
work.
Yeah.
Hiroshi
I've seen some.
Nagai. It's like all these dudes who like make lo-fi and stuff seem to love his work, but it is nice. It's like pools. I think Alchemist has used a few pictures for like Yacht Rock or something.
Fucking Yacht Rock. That shit is hilarious. You know what the funny thing is? I don't have a favorite painter or artist because I don't check for art. Maybe I should. I probably should. I probably
I
should
don't know.
start
Like
checking.
I became obsessed with Hiroshi Nagai because of his how precise everything is. Like some of it even looks kind of simple, but it's so fucking precise. Like if you or me tried to do it, it would turn out shit. It's hard to
Look like a
explain.
mess.
Yeah, it's just every stroke is he's the cleanest artist. That's what I would say. You know, you can't call someone the best artist, but I would say he's the cleanest artist. Everything looks so fucking clean.
Got you. It's almost like he sees the code in the Matrix and he does what he does.
Yeah.
You know? Nah, I hear that. Listen, bro, we've been on for about 1 hour and 40 minutes. We're gonna wrap it up. You know,
Yep.
I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you, bro. Coming out,
Oh, that's
you
all right,
know,
man.
linking in, tapping in with us, bro, telling us some of your story, you know. And yeah, man, I just want to give you your flowers, bro. You dope, and I can't wait to work with you again. Do you have anything you want to plug while you're here?
So to check for updates on my music, it's dross.beats. That's on Instagram. If you want to see my art, it's Dr. Fugazi on Instagram, dr.fugazi, 1Z. You'll figure it out. I think that's about it.
Dope, bro. Listen, man, for those who don't know, you now tapped into the gray area, and contrary to popular belief, life is not lived in the black and white. It often takes place in the middle, in the medium, in the gray area, and that's where we are right now. Mugs on Drugs, MOD, DeFi Dane, our distinguished, honored guest, friend of the show, friend of the team, friend of the group. You know what I'm saying? Hieronymus Dros, man. Shout out you, bro. We really appreciate you. And before we get out of here, I did mention that I wanted to play one last joint from our collab project, Revenge of Hieronymus, ROTX, Hieronymus Dros. You can go get that. Yeah, you can even go on YouTube and check that out. I'm gonna play one last joint, okay? Yeah, and this is one of my favorites. I feel like the verse means a lot to me, and I feel like the beat is just out of this world. So I'm gonna drop this, and then yeah, man, we're gonna get up out of here. So yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I appeal to everyone who can do me absolutely no good.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Same old
fire.
song, man.
Same old song.
Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. That's what Granny would say. First off, defund all the presets. Doing more harm than good now. We rare gems till you sequence. Too accepting of the sequence that bind minds in the favor in the swine. Confederate flags still flying on them lines. We combine grinds, alleviate and deviate. Don't terrorize mine. 38, give your knees a break. In my town, I know G's and I know clowns. Playing stupid or just blind to it. Every cycle bring a revolution. This is facts. That revelation keep me moving. Only failure come with ease. Gotta build if you believe. I sit over shallow waves like a lotus in the breeze. Pay them dues or get buried by the fees. You a rat cause you told and you did it for the cheese. Let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say.
Listen, this is me, this is us. Before I tear the building down, I'm here to lift you up. Walk with me, living just enough for the city. She walk a fine line, study hard to get it. She raised them kids alone, my unsung queens. I see you on your throne, do praise. Yeah, let's go. Chop the coke and scratch for Mike a counter. This money gon' balance us. Do you feel me? Convert a future life where we lift the banners of talent. Invest in yourself, I got shares. You need stock, bro. A question for the haters. Why you never liked us? We was spinning figure eights in the pit that's laden with vipers. I was copping whole pieces, they wiping you putting diapers. Under market for the fire, they hit a lick for some rifles. They be praying that the shots gon' stop, clutching the Bible. I be praying that we defect and move away from these idols. I'm trying to tell you.
Let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say.
I miss you.
Same old song, let that melody play.
Let it play.
Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say. Same old song, let that melody play. Things go wrong, that's what Granny would say.
We miss you.
Yes. Woo! Same old song.
Listen, man, that's one of my favorites. The title, the beat, the topic of what we covering. Listen, bro,
The
I don't care what
Rodney
anybody says.
Dangerfield.
With
Rodney
Rodney Dangerfield on the front. Listen
all
to me, bro.
danger on there.
I am the black Rodney Dangerfield, and I am also the black Brian Dennehy. Okay?
All that.
All of that, bro. And I'm Fist of the North Star. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Dross, bro, we appreciate you, my guy. And you are always welcome back. Whenever you want to come back, man, you are more than welcome back. I know the time schedule is crazy. The time schedule took like 2 weeks for us to get this interview down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
I run on producer time, so if you ever want to do something during the day, I'm always awake at night.
okay, all right, dope. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, man, listen, bro, we appreciate you coming out, man. For those who don't know, this is Hieronymus Dros. This dude is a problem, straight out of Melbourne. And let me tell you something, man. You guys need to check him out, all right? Because we tapped in with him, we locked in with him, and it's been quite the experience. We were able to, we were lucky enough to drop an album together. And yeah, man, I can't say enough, man. I really can't, bro. We appreciate you. This is the gray area. And yeah, man, we will be in touch, bro. We will be in touch because
For sure.
the world needs another one, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
Dross, we appreciate you, man. Gray area. We out. Peace.
Peace.